Yo, what is going on, Draft League fans? My name is IronBoffin, and welcome to the Bubby's Ultra Battle League. I'm super happy to be invited. We've been on quite the Draft League stretch lately, and I'm really excited. So we have a cool draft here. We're going to go over our draft analysis for the season, and I really like the way the team came together. You're going to see the team I drafted, and then kind of some immediate moves that I made afterwards. So I'm pretty pumped up to share the squad with you. And we've had some pretty successful seasons lately, so we're hoping to carry that over into the BUBL here. So I was the 4th overall pick in the draft, and my drafting strategy, generally, I don't plan my picks too far ahead. You know, obviously, like, because you don't know what you don't know what's going to fall to you in general. So I didn't know who was going to actually make it to me before. Usually leagues go like Valiant goes early, Meowscarada goes early, and then who's the other mon that's like super? Great Tusk. You know, those are usually like the first 3 to go. So I didn't really know which direction I was going to go. I was looking at something like Garchomp, or, you know, I think the other mon I was choosing between was, man, I think Garchomp was the one I was looking at. But the person who picked 3rd, Lindsay, ended up going Landorus-Therian over Meowscarada. So me being number 4, I went Meowscarada because it's like one of the best Pokemon in the game. Rocking the Protean ability is insane. You have a lot of good item choices like Choice Band. Usually you don't have to run Scarf. You can run Expert Belt. You can run Black Glasses. I like the Choice Band set. Sounds like it's going to be super fun. Cool set. I'm pretty pumped up to use it. Obviously, has a move like Flower Trick, which always crits. So that kind of dissuades defensive setup if that were to be somebody's idea. We have Sucker Punch, we have Knockoff, we have a lot of great moves. We have Play Rough, and we obviously would turn into that type. So we get Stab Play Rough, we get Stab Shadow Claw. Like, this is going to be a really cool mon. And then also access to Triple Axle. And then obviously the big one being U-Turn, so we can like fast pivot. Like, I like pivot. Pivot is my favorite thing in Draft League. The more I can pivot, the better off. So going into pick 2, my thought was, okay, so we have Meowscarada. And even like pick 2, you're not really looking to fill in a lot of gaps yet. You don't really need to complement your first pick. You really want to try to get the power left on the board. And Landorus-Therian still on the board. Now, I haven't used Landorus-Therian since like Gen 6 OU. So the fact that this thing was on the board, 1, means it's probably not as good as it used to be, right? But 2, it's a good mod. It's a good mod to have. It can run a lot of stuff. Obviously, the Intimidate is super good. Has access to U-Turn, which I really like. I find that really important. But Intimidate U-Turn is obviously really good for pivoting. You can run Choice Band to Wall Break with your 145 attack stat. Base 91 speed isn't crazy, but it's not bad either. It's definitely good to calc around for sure. A good speed tier to be in. And the fact that you're 91, so you're faster than 90s, that's kind of nice. But like I said, AV, Choice Band, Choice Scarf, a lot of sets you can run on this thing. And you're generally aware of what's gonna, you either know somebody's gonna Terra, or you know if they have ice coverage. This isn't like Gen 7, Gen 6 Draft League where everything had hidden power ice. So I expect Landorus to do a lot of work for us. Next up, we grab Slowking. And then you might be thinking, Boffin, wasn't it a little early to grab Slowking? You may be right. You may be right. It may have been early to grab Slowking, but I love Slowking for the Regenerator and the Chilling Reception. Chilling Reception, I had a little bit of success in PPL here using kind of low budget ice coverage, like Ice Sweepers. So like Bear Tick or Alolan Sandslash, having Chilling Reception so you could run like Icy, what was it? Icy Rock. You can run Icy Rock, Chilling Reception. That way your Regenerator pops. You set up Ice for a while. So you can set up those icy things. You get your Regenerator boost. You have a lot of kind of good support moves in Thunder Wave. You know, I think do you get Scald or did you lose Scald? Oh no, you have Scald, so that's great. We can get Scald burns. Has the Slack off. So this is a big bulky mon that can be really annoying and troublesome to deal with. And also it's a big special wall with 110 special defense and the 95 HP. Kind of complements Landorus. My ice weakness and water weakness here are covered by the Slowking. Bug weakness, dark weakness, and stuff I can kind of cover with Landorus. So between these 3, there's like my big 3 kind of here. I think they're going to do a lot of work for kind of like bulky pivot. The more we can get in the Meowscarada, the better. So pivots out of this, bang, bang, bang. Next up, we grab Clefable. Now, again, another Gen 6 OU mon. I might have been in my Gen 6 bag. Clefable's going to be pretty sick here because it has the Magic Guard and the Unaware ability. So having Unaware makes mons not want to set up, which is really, really great on paper for team prep. Magic Guard is really good to not take hazard damage. It's really good to not take toxic damage. And then obviously we can run a lot of things like Leftovers is usually probably going to be the most common one. We can also run Life Orb, Magic Guard if we want to be like offensive. That'd be a kind of wild set. Maybe we'll run that once. But the big ones here are obviously you can do big bulky Calm Mind and Calm Mind setup sweeping. We also have Baton Pass. We want to kind of be a set that comes in, takes a hit, and leaves. We have Moonlight for recover. I think we have Healing Wish. Do you have Healing Wish? Yeah, you do. You have Healing Wish. So like that's cool. Like a lot of cool support from a big mon here. So it's a big fairy type. And honestly, having a fairy type is so important. And you want to have a good, reliable fairy type because there's a lot of good dragon types in this game. So I'm pretty excited to have Clefable. I mean, obviously its stats are they're all kind of mid, but the way they're all kind of mid and the way its setup options are, I'm pretty excited to use Clefable. Next up, we have our first Terra Captain in Iron Crown. Now, I am so excited to use Iron Crown because I was prepping for this. I believe it was against Callum in SPL. I mean, granted, it was almost any ability, but my assistant coaches and also Callum, they beat the brakes off me with Iron Crown. So this thing is a monster. We can run Calm Mind Agility. We can run Expanding Force. This thing just hits so hard. The Tachyon Cutter is like the big one, so you hit twice. You can't even be Focus Sash. So having a base 100 steel type attack that can't be protected from Sash. 122 special attack, hits the 98 speed tier, which is a pretty good one. Obviously still below 100. So we're going to want to watch out for that going into the future kind of draft picks coming up here. But I'm pretty excited. This is also like I said, my Terra Captain. So we can be Terra Water. We can be all sort. We can obviously be any Terra, Terra Steel, whatever. So I'm pretty excited to have this. I think it's going to be a really good mon. Next up, we drafted Baxcalibur. Baxcalibur here. Baxcalibur here is his. The idea behind Baxcalibur was to pair behind the chilly reception of Slowking. So if I chilly reception, like Slowking's like base 30 speed or something, I'll always slow pivot out, and then boom, Baxcalibur gets to come into like fresh turns of snow. So obviously we don't have Snow Rush. We have Ice Body is funny, but we have the Thermal Exchange. But what this thing does have, it'll get a giant defense boost. So we're base 92, and then if we're in snow, we obviously like double our snow or our defensive stat. So that's obviously pretty insane. We have access to Glaive Rush, which is a crazy attack. Icicle Crash, all sorts of good coverage there. I say all sorts of good coverage. It's Dragon and Ice coverage. It's really about it. But it is a pretty sick mod. We have the Aqua Tail, like I said. But we also have Dragon Dance. So if we get into the chilly reception, switch out in the snow. If we're in front of a physical mon, we can Dragon Dance, and, you know, it might be GG from there. Obviously rocking a crazy 145 attack stat, 87 speed. Our team is looking a little slow right now, apart from the Meowscarada. But I kind of like the way this came out. So, next up, we grabbed Hitmontop because I was like, man, it's getting a little late in the draft. We don't have hazard removal yet. So, we got our Rapid Spinner in Hitmontop here. And I'm pretty excited for that because the Intimidate... So, not only did we get our Rapid Spinner, we also kind of created a little dual Intimidate core. We have access to Baton Pass, so we can kind of get more pivoting. And we have like a little bit of a setup sweeper. He has Close Combat. He has Ice Spinner. Triple Axle. A couple of cool sets. A couple of good coverage options. But yeah, I'm excited. I know Hitmontop's not like a big mon, but I think it's a reliable spinner that we can bring comfortably most weeks. Then next up, we grabbed Indeedee, and the cool thing about getting Indeedee is we get both Indeedees. So we get Indeedee male and Indeedee female, and they come with different stats. Like Indeedee male is 95 speed. I think Indeedee female is 85. This one has a 105 special attack. The other one has like 105 special defense. So it's pretty cool to have both. But they both have Psychic Surge, and you know who really likes Psychic Surge? Iron Crown Expanding Force. So that's going to be a pretty sick wombo combo there. We have Calm Mind setup. We can just be our own like choice specs Expanding Force with Indeedee. So that can do a lot. I do believe this also has Healing Wish. So we have a couple good support options with this. We do have the Trick. We have, yeah, like I said, and the Expanding Force. We have Fake Out that we probably wouldn't use. Encore is a cool move to use in weird situations. So I kind of like the Indeedee pick. Gives us the normal type, so it goes immunity. And we're neutral to fighting, so that's always kind of cool. But I like the way it came out. And we're not super scared of dark types because we have the Clefable and the Meowscarada, so, you know, Indeedee's gonna be kind of putting in a little bit of work. Next up, we have Hisuian Sneasel. What does Hisuian Sneasel give me? It gives me a base 115 speed mon. So we go like 123, 115, 95. So we did kind of miss that 100 speed tier. Not ideal, but I don't think it's the end of the world. This also gives me a grounded poison type, so that way people don't want to bring toxic spikes against me. Not the most reliable poison type in that regard, so people will probably still bring toxic spikes against me. But it is a base 115 mon. It can do like some shenanigans. You know, base 895 attack is not 0. You know, it's not 0. We have our own toxic spikes. Okay, I'm gonna drop the facade. We have one more Pokemon, and then I'll tell you about some trades we made. We did end up dropping Sneasel though, so we can delete that. We didn't even see it. Next up, we have Hisuian Goodra. Now, I am very excited for Hisuian Goodra, our second Terra Captain. And having this thing available as a Terra Captain is crazy. Looking at that bulk, 80 HP, 100 defense, 150 special defense. This thing is a wall. If you give it whatever Terra you need to kind of block some stuff off, or just Terra Water to be super bulky. We have a lot of good moves in like Chilling Water to drop attack. We can just drop Dracos. We have Flash Cannon. We have Heavy Slam, Ice. We basically have physical and special coverage for everything. We have Knockoff. This Mon, I am so excited for this Mon. I think it's going to do a lot of work, especially, like I said, being the Terra Captain. Having 2 Steel types is fine, especially both of them being Terra Captains, because that means I can like bring both Steel types to a game, assuming one is going to Terra out of its Steel type and then still keep the Steel type. But I'll tell you about the last trade we made. We actually dropped Baxcalibur and we picked up Iron Moth. Now, why did I do that? Iron Moth we picked up 2 reasons. Because the Baxcalibur put me in some weird speed tiers. Like, we had an 87 speed tier, we had 91, and we had 98 with nothing over 100. Except for Sneasler and Meowscarada. And Sneasler is not a Pokemon you're looking to bring every week. And on top of that, it wasn't a good grounded poison type, so people can bring toxic spikes against me, which I'd rather not deal with. But we have the Iron Moth, which I'm super pumped for. Has the Quark Drive ability as well, so it kind of can run double booster energies if we need. Kind of 2 late game sweepers, or like Scarf on one, booster on the other. I think that's going to be pretty sick. And this thing is a demon. Okay, this thing is a demon. We can run the booster energy with the weird kind of set that looks like this, where you're timid, max speed, 350, you get the speed boost. You run just enough special attack here, as much as you can. You put a little bit in HP, so you're still hitting very hard with your 140 special attack. You're going to be very fast with your booster energy. And then you can start getting boost with Fiery Dance, or Charge Beam is in here as well. We have Discharge to get parry. We have any kind of coverage you want. The Sludge Wave, all that stuff. We have U-Turn if we want to be like a Scarf set. I'm pretty pumped up for Iron Moth here. I've never used it before, and I've prepped against it a couple of times, and it's very scary. It's a very strong Pokemon. So I'm pretty pumped up to have that. And then lastly, like I said, we did drop the Sneasler. And we picked up... Can I just do it from here? Hold on. You don't see me typing. There we go. Okay, and our last Mon, we picked up a Alolan Sandslash to give me a second Rapid Spinner. Just in case we want to run the Chilly Reception kind of... the Chilly Reception Snow Sweeper set. You know, Sandslash I found was pretty good on my last team because it can outspeed Scarf 101s. So like we can, and like if you run Beartic, it's a little too slow for other Scarfers if you're in weather. But Sandslash gives me, like I said, like a second Rapid Spinner. Hits really hard with the Steel coverage. We have the Ice coverage. I mean, yeah, it's my 3rd Steel type. Sue me. What? I like Steel types? What, you mad at me for that? No, you're not mad at me for that. But we have great coverage in Earthquake. We have Iron Head, Knockoff, Leech Life. You know, it's a great Mon. So I'm pretty excited to have the Sandslash here. I'm excited to be able to take the pressure off Hitmontop if we want to run the Snow mode and have the extra Sandslasher or the extra Rapid Spinner. Has Swords Dance, you know, can kind of do a lot of cool stuff. And like I said, has that 65 speed. So with Jolly max speed, we're faster than 101 Scarfers, and that's really important for, you know, when you're trying to sweep with something. But that is our BUBL team. I'm pretty pumped up. Our first match is against none other than Joey Pokeaim, MD the GOAT. So we're gonna put a team together. That video is gonna go live tomorrow. You're seeing this on Saturday. That video is gonna go live on Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed that battle. We had a great battle with Joey in SPL finals. He took away the win, so we're looking for revenge. Let's go ahead and get it. And let's have a good season, guys. Thanks for having me. And keep on rooting for your Rochester Rhydons. If you guys want merch, there's a link down below in the description to get your Rochester Rhydon merch, so pick it up. But that's gonna be it. I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys have a good one and have a great day. Let's have a good season. Let's go.